we are going to understand and we are going to analyze that in which case maximum power will be dissipated across the external resistance, of course. So what we can write in this case, you have got P is equal to I square times R. Can I write this? Yes. What is the value of I? I will be E effective divided by R effective. So E effective is E. R effective is what? This is external resistance and this is internal resistance. So capital R plus small r. Okay. If I substitute this, what do you get? See, P is equal to, instead of I square, I can write it as E square divided by capital R plus small r the whole square times R. Okay. Fine. Or you can also express this in another form by taking R as common or R square as common and then cutting things off. You can also rewrite this as E square divided by 1 plus small r by capital R. All right. This is also another way of representation and we'll have 1 r over here. Obviously 1 r will get cancelled out. Okay. So these two forms, any form if you like, you can just remember. Let us say we go with this form. Okay. Fine. Now, if you're looking at this particular formula and I'm saying that at which instances by looking at this formula alone can you say that the power is going to be equal to 0? Or power will be 0 when? Power will be 0 when? When you look at this formula, tell me when the power do you think is going to be equal to 0? Well, the power is going to be equal to 0, number 1, if external resistance capital R becomes equal to 0. If this is equal to 0, obviously you are going to get 0, right? Or if I put capital R is equal to infinity. If this is equal to infinity, this whole term will be equal to infinity, correct? Right? So this will become like an infinity by infinity form, so you will not understand. So it's better to look into this diagram. So when you look at this, in this case, if this becomes equal to infinity, this term will be equal to 0. And if this is infinity, then any finite number divided by infinity will tend to what? 0. Okay. Which means when R becomes infinity, which means there is an infinite resistance, external resistance connected across the circuit, then also the power will be equal to 0. Which means there are two instances. One at 0, it has become equal to 0, right? And one is at infinity when it is going to become equal to 0. Obviously, there has to be a point of a maximum, right? That we'll get a point where this power has to become maximum, isn't it? Right? Okay. So we are going to find that point. We are going to try to figure out that when it will become and what will be the condition. Okay. The story till now has been that we know that if you have internal resistance small r, you have a cell having EMF E, external resistance R, and the current I is flowing through the circuit. If I want to find out what is the net power dissipated through this external resistance, I will use the formula P is equal to I square times capital R. No problem. No problem with that. Now we know the value of the current. I is equal to E divided by capital R plus small r. Okay. Substituting this value right over here in this formula, we get this expression, or you can rewrite this as this expression also. Why we had written it like that? The reason is because we want to analyze at which points the power is going to become equal to 0. So we see that 2 points, at 0 also it is 0, at infinity also it is 0, which means it must become maximum at some point in between 0 to infinity, right? So let's check that out. So to find that out, we have to use the method of maxima and minima, of course, right? So the maximum power across R will be given only when you differentiate this dP with respect to dr and equate it to 0, okay? Now, if you're thinking about, sir, what is this maxima and minima and all that has been dealt in your basic maths class, okay, right? So just understand that if you have to find the maximum value, okay, there is a method that comes in and is called as the method of maxima and minima, by which you will be able to figure out. So you differentiate this once and then you check the value equal to 0, differentiate it twice and check whether it is greater than 0 or less than 0. All those things are what we are supposed to do in maxima and minima, okay? Obviously, in this case, we are checking for the maximum value of the current. So what we say is that if you differentiate this with respect to capital R and equate the value to be equal to 0, then the relation or the condition that you get will be the condition for maximum power, okay? All right. So we know the value of P in terms of power. P is equal to E square, E is constant, so E square will also be constant, times R divided by R plus small r the whole square. This is what we have, right? Now, if I need to find dP by dr, okay, or this is the differentiation, then I can write this as, let us say this function is u and this function is v, u by v rule. So if I have to differentiate this, if I have to differentiate these two functions, what I was getting, remember, we used to get u dash times v minus v dash times u divided by v square, correct? This was the formula. This was the formula whenever you had to differentiate u by v, whenever you had to differentiate what? U by v. This was the formula, u dash, where u dash means differentiation of u, v is just you keep it as it is, minus v dash is differentiation of the second function, times u, first function, divided by v square, whatever is in the denominator. Now, try to compare u and v. Try to compare u and v. So what you have got now? U, let me write it over here, u is nothing but E square times r. And what is v? V is nothing but capital R plus small r the whole square. No problem. You need to differentiate both of them with respect to r to get u dash and v dash. So what will be u dash? What will be the value of u dash? Let me do it over here. U dash will be equal to du by dr, which is going to be equal to, see, E square is a constant term. So you are differentiating r with respect to r, right? R with respect to r, so you are going to get 1. So you get E square times 1. This is what you get. What about v dash? What you have got for v dash? Well, if you differentiate this, you are going to get 2 times of capital R plus small r, correct, raised to the power 1. And then you need to differentiate capital R plus small r, correct? And that is going to give you 1. No problem. Is this okay? Is this okay? And this will give you what? 1. Easy. Now you have got u dash. This is u dash. And now you have got v dash. If I substitute in this formula, I'm going to get dP by dr. Correct? I'm going to get dP by dr. Are you following this? Some simple basic mathematics. Okay? Some simple basic differentiation. At least this much of differentiation you must know. It's not that being a bio student you think that, okay, what is the necessity of so much of mathematics for us? It doesn't actually work that way. What we had seen is that when it comes to qualifying and getting selected in exams like this, you must have some X factor. And what is the X factor mostly seen in certain students? What we see is that people are comfortable with biology, they're okay with chemistry, but when it comes to physics, generally with these small mathematical aspects, they start lacking in and they feel like, okay, why should I learn this much of mathematics? Why should I learn differentiation and integration? Life is wonderful without them, right? But when you don't take it seriously, what eventually happens is physics becomes your rank decider. And if physics becomes your rank decider, then who will be obtaining that particular seat for which the fight is going on will be decided by who is able to perform this differentiation properly. All right, so it has got that much of significance. So understand its significance. And it's also that you have got only limited set of mathematical aspect or limited set of mathematical tools that you should be aware of. It is not that you're going for understanding of the entire mathematical aspect of it. You don't have to worry about entire differentiation, integration and all that and log and all that. You don't have to do that. Some general formula. Only those things which are relevant to you for physics, only those aspects of it, you need to master them. And they are very small. That's a very small portion and can be easily mastered. And whenever that part comes in, I make sure that I explained it to you from the basics. So again, going from the starting part of it, that what we did. Number 1, we had got the expression of power in terms of capital R and small r. Okay. We know that if you fix a cell, internal resistance of the cell becomes fixed. And when you have fixed the cell, then the EMF is also fixed. Okay. Which means external resistance is capital R. And if I want to find the value of maximum power, I need to use the concept of maxima and minima. Now, not going into much of details of it, rather just sticking to the steps, what we are trying to figure out that to find the maximum value, we need a condition. And what is that condition? By using condition of maxima and minima, we know that if I differentiate power with respect to capital R, if it is equal to 0, on that condition, I am going to get the maximum value of the power. Clear with this? Okay. So then what we did, we wrote down the expression of P. We found that it can be expressed as a combination of two functions in this form, U by V. Okay. So we told, okay, let us assume U is equal to E square into R divided by V is equal to capital R plus small r the whole square. No problem till here. Okay. Then we know the formula of U by V, that is also called as U by V rule, okay, of differentiation. That is U dash into V minus V dash into U divided by V square. Okay. So first function will be U, second function will be V. Very easy. Okay. Then what we did, we separately wrote down U and V, and because in this formula we are going to use only these things, right? We are going to use U, you are going to use V, you are going to use U dash, you are going to use V dash, right? What we did, we separately found out the value of U dash, we separately found out the value of V dash, we separately found out U and separately found out V. No problem. Now when you substitute this in this formula, see what you're going to get. When you substitute in this form, what you're going to get? You're going to get, instead of U dash, can you write E square into 1? U dash is E square times V. What is V? What is V? Tell me, what is V? Capital R plus small r the whole square. Capital R plus small r the whole square. No problem. No problem with this. Okay. Then what do we get? The next thing is minus V dash into U. Minus V dash. So minus V dash. What is V dash? V dash is 2 times of capital R plus small r. 2 times of capital R plus small r. Okay. And times U. What is U? U you have taken as E square R. E square times capital R. No problem. Okay. Divided by, let me just show it to you properly. Okay. Divided by this entire expression, divided by V square. What is the value of V? Capital R plus small r the whole square, again squared, which means the whole to the power 4. This is what you get as dP by dr. This is what you're getting as dP by dr. And you need to equate this to be equal to 0. What you need to do? Equate this to be equal to 0. And then let's check the condition, what has come. Okay. So did you understand till here? Now can you equate it to 0? If you equate it to 0, obviously the denominator part goes, this E square goes, right? So you'll have one condition. Let us look at that condition. Okay. So now what we are doing, we need to equate dP by dr equal to 0. Once you equate this, obviously this will go on the other side, will become equal to 0. All this denominator part, as you can see, this becomes equal to 0. So you have capital R plus small r whole squared is equal to 2 times of R times R plus small r. What do you get? If you solve this, you are going to get 2R squared plus 2 capital R small r is equal to R plus small r whole square. This will be equal to R square plus small r square plus 2 times of capital R into small r. Now you can see that this 2 times of capital R into small r can be cancelled out, and then this small r squared will be equal to 2R square minus R square. So what do you get? Small r square is equal to capital R square. Taking square root on both the sides, what do you get? R is equal to. And this is the condition.